we go. It's out. The report you've all been waiting for. Giffords has put out their new 2025 gun law scorecard. Their experts analyzed and graded all 50 states on the strength of their gun laws, and like always, the data is clear. Gun laws save lives. No, they don't. They don't. They don't. Here's the rankings. California, we're number 1. Please ignore the Stockton shooting from last week. Please ignore the 3 children and 1 adult killed there. Please ignore all the gang violence. California, number 1. Most improved, Colorado. Again, a lot of these gun laws, if the Supreme Court can get off its tush and start, doing the Second Amendment law it needs to do and reining in some of these state and federal courts, there's going to be a lot fewer gun laws. And guess what? That's not going to affect the crime rates. These gun laws do not affect the crime rates. They don't. Guy on Twitter, MLGT Gamecock, Alex Said, or Alex said one. I don't know what his real name is, but this is him. 15 minutes of Excel and a few brain cells to rub together tells us that there is zero correlation between total murder rates and their gun law rankings. Hell, the trend line is, there is no trend since the R2 is so low, or R squared is so low. Trends downward as the Giffords rankings get worse. I don't condone his expletive here, but again, now here's where his numbers and the numbers Giffords use deviate. He is using murder rate, okay? 2024 murder rate versus the rankings. And as you go, the Giffords ranking is 1, so California is there on the left, it's number 1, and its total murder rate is 8 point something, and then you get down here to 50th, and it's 2 point something. It's just kind of do the line on that. It's up, down, 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 up, across, then way down, then up, and then down, and then up. It's and again, this is murders. Giffords numbers, it does gun violence, which includes suicides and accidents. Well, the 12 gun laws passed by Colorado don't really do squat for suicides or accidents. They don't. That's not bringing those numbers down. Safest state, Hawaii. Hawaii's a nice place. Not a lot of suicides. Deadliest states, Mississippi. Well, that's, again, and the thing is, if you took the numbers and you took out suicides and you took out gang-related violence, which, frankly, the Stockton shooting last week would be counted under, then the United States' gun laws are not, murder rates, gun violence, murder rates are not that different than those in Europe. They're not. But we play this game with gun violence so we can goose the numbers. It doesn't happen. This is an article I wrote way back, kind of in response to before Bruin came out, which Bruin was the Supreme Court case that basically said the Constitution says you have the right to keep and bear arms, which means you've got to be able to carry them. And so states like California and New York and New Jersey and Hawaii, who have these laws where you've got to prove to us you really need to carry a gun. No, not anymore. If they want to, you can do your background checks and stuff. You can issue them a permit, but you can't have somebody using their feels on whether they get a permit or not. You have to issue it. So this is something I wrote, and this was in regard to again, these numbers are a decade old. They have not substantially changed as far as rankings go. So, and this was a St. Louis Post-Dispatch article predicting doom and gloom, predicting blood in the streets should the Supreme Court say you've got a right to carry, which hasn't happened. We may have the lowest murder rate in the United States in the last 30 or 40 years this year. And Bruin exists. You can't arbitrarily prevent someone from carrying. So this was a 2018 St. Louis Post-Dispatch. If you go into the show notes, you can read this article. But it referenced this 2016 USA Today analysis. It says and I created a spreadsheet with all these numbers. On the spreadsheet, if you sort by the overall violent crime rate provided by USA Today, it becomes rather apparent that a state's restrictive may-issue policies tend to have little correlation to reductions in firearms homicides, and more to whether the state has large cities that have a lot of gang violence. California, for example, was 8th lowest for gun violence rate, includes suicides and accidents, but 15th in overall violent crime. Other restrictive may-issue states, Maryland and Delaware, rank even higher for overall violent crime at 11th and 9th respectively. Second Amendment advocates often point out that restrictive may-issue concealed carry regimes only really have the effect of disarming the law-abiding. Criminals don't apply for permits to carry firearms. So why does the Post-Dispatch editorial board cite numbers that lump together homicides and suicides, call it gun violence, and then associate it with differing carry permit regimes? Because if you're honest about the numbers, it becomes clear there is no causation, and even the facile correlation disappears. Chart on the right, firearm homicide rates, calculated by yours truly in large part, are on the far column. Note the constitutional carry states versus the may-issue states. The other states listed there were shall-issue states, where it's basically if you applied and you didn't have any disqualifying felonies or anything, you got it. Since then, it should be noted that both South Dakota and North Dakota are constitutional carry states now. They got completely rid of their permitting schemes. So there's the numbers. Look forward to seeing the next report card to come out, probably from every town. Again, that's when you look at these gun violence rates, remember, a big chunk of them, better than, I want to say, half of the gun violence is suicide. And that's tragic. It's something we should work on. California has these red flag laws. Oh, we'll take away your guns. Do we send you, for someone who gets their guns taken away, do we also go to the court and send them to be for psychiatric counseling or analysis or screening? No. Do we take their car away so they won't mow down people? No. It's a kabuki theater. We're just going through the motions. There's no real there. So, something to remember. Thanks for watching this clip from the Hoystory On Air broadcast. I encourage you to follow me on Substack, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I want to thank you for your support, and please feel free to watch another video or 2 or 3.